What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the fifth and, well, I don't want to say the L word, but possibly the last studio album by the boy band One Direction. This one is titled Made in the AM, Made in the Morning. Every single year, Syco Music has these guys releasing an album, and it's no doubt that they are absolutely, completely worn out. Touring, recording, releasing, promoting all over the world, rabid fans to please. It's no wonder that one of the members couldn't handle all of the pressure. Zayn departed back in March of this year, and they are carrying on as a four-piece. Of course, it's kind of ironic because their last album was called Four, and now on the fifth album they're actually down to four. One Direction have tackled a lot of different influences in their short existence, everything from the Romantics to John Mayer up to this point, but be prepared to add a few new names to this growing list with Made in the AM. I know their fan base just can't even whenever it comes to critics comparing their sound to that of other artists that preceded them, but really it's pretty blatant on a lot of the tracks that 1D have recorded throughout the years. I'm not saying that it necessarily kills the vibe and makes them bad songs, it's just pretty obvious that they kind of have a hand controlling like what style or what genre they're going to tackle next. Now I do like with Made in the AM that they actually have songwriting credits on 9 out of 13 songs. Do they branch out and try a lot of new stuff? No, they definitely still play it safe, keeping things in the ballpark of love, relationships and adventure in relationships and that sort of thing, and I get it. You give the fans what they want, right? If you can look past the influences, you're probably going to have at least a pretty decent time listening through this record. I mean, they're down to 4 members now, like I said. It's easier than ever to tell these guys apart. They've really grown into themselves and seem much more comfortable as their voices soar on cuts like the U2 tinge, Hey Angel, or even the unexpected Never Enough. And I say unexpected just because I did not expect the kind of doo-woppiness of that track. The album's a tad bit overloaded with ballads, which really could be a bit off-putting to anyone looking for something a little bit different from the lads, and really the lyrics are, as to be expected, pretty safe here, something that you would totally expect. But why don't you love the ballads like Long Way Down and Love You Goodbye, John? Neil and Harry were putting their soul out there for you. Well, I love me a hard-hitting ballad as much as the next music fan, but when you just load the clip up with stock instrumentals, eye-roll-worthy lyrics some of the time, not all the time, and really just a feeling of, hey, didn't I already hear this on like one of their other albums? You've got a few issues on your hand. Don't start thinking that I'm knocking their talent, because that's definitely not the case. I've always thought that these guys got a hard rep just for being a boy band, a lot of people automatically dismissing them and that sort of thing, and rest assured, that's not me. It's just the fact that I don't think they have the right songs to work with on this record. I really started liking Four. That was my favorite record of theirs up to that point, and I feel like this is kind of a regression, and if this ends up being their final album, is this really the note that they wanted to go out on? I mentioned Infinity earlier. I mean, why couldn't more songs on the album sound like that? We would have had a much more interesting listen on our hands. That one is just fantastic. Their voices soar, the keyboards shimmer, and the instrumental really just lures you back for repeated listens. The song Olivia is a song that really just makes you feel like, I don't know, like good, sunshiny, deep down or something like that. I mean, it's got a good heart to it. Harry nailed that chorus. That's not even disputable, I don't think. He sounded fantastic on the track. I also really enjoyed hearing Neil kicking off this song, handling verse duties on this song. His voice definitely stands out of the pack here, and I feel like this song is just very vintage in its nature. I think that's a good way to describe the musicality of this song. It just feels like a soundtrack to a summer day or something like that in the early 60s. It takes you back in time, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at all. Lead single Drag Me Down is big and strong, and I'm making it sound like it drank all its milk or something. I gave it a 3.5 in my initial track review, which went crazy viral, by the way. 795,000 views or something at this point. Holy shit, I never see that kind of attention. Anyways, I would probably bump up that rating at this point, just because it's been stuck in my rotation. Some days it's in my head and I want it there. I'm like, I'm okay with this, but other days it won't won't get out. But anyways, it's catchy as hell. It's a good lead single. It's something that I definitely had to warm up to a little bit more, but I think that the guitars stand their ground here. I think that sounded really nice. That's something that was a bit more prominent the more and more I listened to it. I didn't think they popped that much at first, but now I see them standing their ground with the bass and the electronic swells, really just adding to the darker edge that this song has going on. I look at songs like that and then I wonder, why couldn't we have more songs like this on the record? I mean, it sounds like they were onto something there. Perfect is just a corny throwaway to me. If I Could Fly charts in territory that we've heard time and time again, especially in the lyrical department, and the keys and the piano, the big swell that comes in that song. Just predictability at every corner, it seems like, and even the closing track, History, while not bad by any means, I don't find it ear-grating or off-putting. I just think that it struggles to leave an impression or to send things out on really an interesting note at all. I don't want to get labeled as Mr. Negativity here, though. I've saved talking about a couple of the sparks for last. I'm kind of digging the vibe that End of the Day has going on. It's a very positive and upbeat feel, and of course the aforementioned Hey Angel that I mentioned at the beginning of this review deserves a good dose of praise before I go. Angel opens up this record pushing across an interesting energy that I don't think I've ever seen out of 1D, at least up to this point in their career. It's got some intricate vocal patterns and melodies that they just nail on this track, and I do think that some people are just going to say that, oh, they're trying too hard, they're trying to be like U2, they're trying to be this big, massive, soaring band that has these songs that people are going to remember for decades to come, and I'm just taking the song here at surface level, and I'm over here like, yeah, you know, I could probably see myself holding up a candle or a lighter to this at a Coldplay concert or something. I think the album's okay. It's got its moments that I'll definitely be cherry picking off, but I think it struggled to really just have a continuously good vibe going on. From track to track, it was just kind of hit and miss for me. And if this is 1D's final album, I don't know, I just feel like they could have left on a stronger note. If 4 had been their last record, I would have said, yeah, they went out like peaking. They went out like getting better. But this just kind of felt like a step back. Not a huge step back, but kind of like whenever you like catch your balance and you fall back a little bit. That felt like what One Direction did on this record. What do you guys think? Do you think this is their last album? Do you think that they're going to get back together after the hiatus? I don't know what to think. I don't really care that much one way or the other. Overall, for Made in the AM, I'm going with a 3. What did you guys think of Made in the Morning? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Keep it classy down there. Don't take a cue from the neighborhood fans who just don't seem to understand that it's a review. It's an opinion. It's all just my opinion. Let me know about yours in the comment section. Also, feel free to leave suggestions for other albums for me to review. Hopefully I'll get to a few this week, like, well, I'm not even going to name names because I don't want to disappoint. Thanks so much for watching. If you would like to see more content, you can always click right here to go to my second channel, or click right here. Actually, that's the second channel. That's the last review. What are you saying, John? That's the second channel. That's the last review. Click right down below to see either of those things because I've been uploading a lot to Beyond ARTV. Other than that, I'll see you guys very soon right here on ARTV.